that? I mean, you got Skip Bayless on the air talking about Andrew Bynum is better than you.
Skip Bayless ain't played basketball since the first grade. So I don't think he would know anything about what goes on in the NBA. I love him, and I understand what his job is. What's to cause controversy and all that stuff. But, who cares what Skip Bayless says?
Wow, who cares what Skip Bayless says? I'm just writing those notes. I want to make sure I have that down. Skip, what is your reaction to what Dwight Howard said on Stephen A's show yesterday?
First of all, Stephen A., before I take issue with what Dwight said about me, and by the way, I did play basketball in the 12th grade.
Yeah, clearly.
I actually graduated from high school. Who knew?
Let's not go there.
Okay, all right. The point is, before we get to his issues with me, why did he have to bring up that the Brooklyn Nets wanted him? That was completely out of bounds, unnecessary. It was disrespectful to the Laker fans.
No, he didn't bring it up. We asked him because obviously the numerous reports leading up to it, he was on our New York radio station.
Why
so we
acknowledge it? He's a Laker, and I liked what he said about the Lakers, like it was a blessing that he wound up in L.A.
Exactly.
Okay, no
Are
good.
you encouraging him to be dishonest?
I'm encouraging him to move on. Go
he did
forward.
move on. He said it's a blessing in disguise.
Being a Laker. We don't need to hear about the past. We don't need to have him kiss up to Prokhorov and the Brooklyn Nets.
We asked him because it's a New York radio station.
Okay, so Dwight took his shots. Now the guy who knows nothing about basketball will return fire. Dwight Howard, I'm going to say one last time, lacks superstar intangibles. Just like LeBron, his intangibles don't measure up to his gifts, his basketball physical gifts. Dwight obviously is very talented, especially on the defensive end. As you say, he can run the floor. He cannot be trusted in the fourth quarter. He will disappear in fourth quarters. He cannot be trusted to make fourth quarter free throws. He's a 58% career free throw shooter, and that's about what you're going to get in the fourth quarter. I think this stage will end up being too big for Dwight Howard. I say that if the Lakers struggle at all early on, and I believe that they will, that the focus and the spotlight will not go on Kobe. It will not go on Steve Nash. It will go on Dwight Howard. All the buzz I'm hearing now is Dwight Howard this, Dwight Howard that. It looks like he's ahead of schedule off his back surgery. Oh, thank heavens, he's going to save the day for the Lakers. He is Superman or Iron Man or whatever cartoon character he's comparing himself to. And Stephen A., you know and I know, he can act cartoonishly to sort of undercut the pressure. He doesn't like feeling the pressure, so he likes to cut up, have fun, and I'm not sure that act will play in Hollywood because in the end, it's all about Dwight Howard, and I think this stage will be too big for him. Now defend your man.
Well, first of all, I think you're crazy. When you look at Dwight Howard, especially considering who he's succeeding, I definitely think it's an upgrade. I'm on the record for saying that because you have to play on both ends of the floor, number one. You have to have the durability to play a multitude of games, which before last year Dwight Howard had and Andrew Bynum did not. Number three, and more importantly, you have to be active defensively because that's where you're going to make a difference for the Los Angeles Lakers. Because they have the Black Mamba and now a guy in Steve Nash. Okay, you have to remember last year, the Los Angeles Lakers were the fourth worst team in the league in terms of production from the point guard spot in terms of points, and they were second worst in the league in terms of assists. Steve Nash all by himself eradicates that, just eliminates that problem. So offensively, they're going to be fine. Where they're going to make a difference is on the defensive end of the floor because they've got a beast in Dwight Howard, who is the best big man in the game, who is going to make a difference on the defensive end of the floor, combined with Pau Gasol. That's a huge deal. Now, when he sits there and he gets on you, I do recall him saying he loves you, though. So get over that. You know what I mean? He's just letting you know he didn't think you knew because you are thinking that he is not as good as he is. You are not taking into account his shot blocking prowess, his rebounding prowess, the fact that he's a game changer because he was a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year before he got hurt last year. This is what this dude brings to the table. and the parts around him. You got an Antoine Jameson who can still score. You got a Jody Meeks who came over from Philadelphia who can score. You've got shooters, people who can hit perimeter shots surrounding him. This guy took the Orlando Magic to the finals before they lost to LA a few years back with inferior players to what he has at his disposal right now. How you can sit back and just summarily dismiss that and act like, oh my goodness, they're downgrading. They're downgrading because Mr. Drag Racer himself, Andrew Bynum, is gone, is beyond me. It makes no sense, but you will learn. You will see. I'm not worried. All I'm worried about is Dwight Howard's health. If Dwight Howard is healthy, you're going to be made to be a liar with everything. You might have to apologize to him. You'll see.